welcome to this explainer. Have you ever wanted to really get to the heart of some of history's most influential teachings, but felt kind of overwhelmed by all the different opinions and interpretations out there? Well, today, we're diving into a really fascinating tool that's designed to cut right through all that noise and take you directly to the source.
All right, so let's just jump right into the big challenge here. It's a question that people have been wrestling with for, well, centuries. I mean, think about it. After 2,000 years, with just countless layers of commentary and interpretation piled on top of each other, trying to find that original clear signal can feel, well, almost impossible. And that exact problem, that feeling of being lost in this sea of opinions, is precisely what inspired the creation of the resource we're looking at today. It's all about providing a direct line to the core message.
So how in the world do you cut through all that noise? How do you get back to the basics without all those layers of interpretation getting in the way? Well, the approach here is actually surprisingly simple, but it's also incredibly powerful.
So, check this out. The idea behind this book is just brilliant. It goes back to the words themselves. By focusing on the words and ideas that were used most often, it basically acts as a decoder for the original teachings. Think of it like this. Instead of starting with what somebody else thinks about the teachings, you start with the actual building blocks. It's designed to strip away all those layers of potential misinterpretation by taking you right back to the vocabulary of the original message. And this isn't just some random list of words somebody threw together. No, this is some serious scholarship. The author, Isaac Fulp, is a historian and a philosopher, and he brings a really deep understanding of the original historical context to every single definition. The goal is to keep them as pure as possible.
Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in practice? How does a dictionary format bring these ancient ideas to life?
Well, each entry gives you a really clear, concise definition, and then right away, it's backed up by the original words that illustrate it. You know what? Let's just take this thing for a quick test drive so you can see exactly how it works.
All right, first up, forgiveness. I mean, this is a huge one, right? The dictionary defines it not just as, pardoning someone, but it really highlights that it's a two-way street.
And boom, right there, see? The definition is immediately connected to the source text. There's no guesswork. The concept is right there in the original words.
Okay, let's look at another central concept, love. But we're not just talking about any kind of love. The dictionary gets super specific here, defining agape love as this selfless, unconditional action. And you have to remember, in the context of the Roman world at the time, this was a totally revolutionary idea.
And there it is again. You can see how that direct link between the definition and the quote just makes everything so much clearer. It really clarifies what was meant by such a powerful and, honestly, radical idea.
Now, what I think is really cool is that the book goes beyond just single words. It also defines core teaching methods, like the famous use of parables.
This is awesome. The supporting text here doesn't just give you an example, it gives you the why behind it all, the actual reasoning for using this famous teaching style. It's like getting a peek behind the curtain into the strategy of the stories.
Okay, so you can see how this works for individual concepts. But what's the bigger picture here? What does this mean for you and your own journey?
Well, the whole point is to give you a reliable guide. In a world where it's so easy to get lost and pulled in a million different directions, this dictionary is designed to be like a compass, something that always points you back to the source.
So really, why does this matter for you? Well, it's about way more than just learning definitions. It's a way to truly deepen your own understanding, because you can grasp the real historical context. It becomes this timeless resource for your studies, something that can really fuel your personal growth, whether you're a serious scholar or just starting out on a spiritual journey.
At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's about moving from that feeling of confusion to a real sense of clarity. It's about going from being overwhelmed by everyone else's opinions to feeling grounded in the foundational ideas themselves. It can really transform simple curiosity into genuine insight. So, if this idea of finding clarity and getting direct access to the source, if that resonates with you, here's how you can start that journey for yourself. Think of this as your invitation to explore this timeless wisdom on your own terms, without a filter. It's a chance to build your own understanding from the ground up, with a solid foundation.
If this quest for clarity sounds like what you've been looking for, you can start your own journey today. It's super simple. We put a link to get your copy of the Jesus Christ Dictionary right in the description below. Go ahead and begin your journey.